the probably the biggest hallmark of blockchain is the transparency and the security. Those two together create a hallmark of value behind blockchain. Throughout the entire ecosystem, it is regarded as that motivator to have integrity with everything that is being built. And we've come across an instance where a wallet developer, namely Atomic Wallet, has created a product whereby it was possible for someone to lose access to all of their assets. And from one day to the next with the same key phrase.
Well, it wasn't even the key phrase, Paul. That's what
No, I
bothered
know. But what I'm saying is that from one day to the next, the key phrase on the computer did not change. And so with
me.
the same key phrase on your device, from one day to the next, the addresses associated to that key phrase were switched. They were all switched, all of them, because you had multiple assets, 3 or 4 different assets.
Five.
Five different assets.
Yeah, because it
So
was
all
Paul.
5 of those wallets changed wallet addresses and were no longer visible. In fact, when you logged in that very next day,
And it
again,
was just with the password. It wasn't even
same
with
as
the
any
seed.
other day,
Yeah,
from one day to the next
yeah.
to
It had
zero.
only been open. It had only been open a week. So I started this wallet, Christmas Day,
Yeah.
and then I had been logging in every day because that's what I do. I log in to see where my balances are at. And all I was using, so I had the seed phrase and my password written down,
Mm-hmm.
and I used my password, my password, my password, my password, and everything was there. And then all of a sudden, I've used my password and it's zero. No
Mm-hmm.
history, no
Yep.
trades, no nothing is in there. It's zero. And I don't know how that happens because I didn't do anything different.
Right.
And I didn't even reset. I didn't even reset and use my seed phrase yet,
Mm-hmm.
right? So from that day, one day to the next day, where did my information go?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to know. Is where did my information go? you know, it's
Yeah.
like it's in the blockchain because you have
Yep.
verified that.
That's right. Because we went to the original addresses because we could see the where the money went when it left your broker, when you left your exchange.
Yep, yep,
NDAX showed us what those wallet addresses were. And so we just checked those wallet addresses on the Explorer, and sure enough, all of the assets were still there, just like they were the day before in your Atomic wallet.
yes.
Yep.
And so now what's happening is I'm trying to explain to Atomic Wallets developers or whoever these people are that are
Mm-hmm.
responding to my emails that it's not my seed phrase that changed the addresses. They keep saying that it's my seed
Yeah.
phrase.
Right.
And I'm like, but my seed phrase I know is correct
Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't even my seed phrase at the beginning that lost the addresses. Because I logged in with my password. And this is my created,
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be secretly created password that I'm not supposed to show anybody,
Mm-hmm.
that I logged in for 5, 6 days And on the seventh day, I log in and everything's gone. I am surprised. And this is why blockchain is getting a bad rap, is
Mm-hmm.
because of wallets like Atomic Wallet, who now are just saying, oh, it's your seed phrase.
Mm-hmm.
It's all your fault.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not my fault. I know what this stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're saying that they can't get into my information because,
We're not even asking them to get your information. We're simply telling them, look, your software has a vulnerability. You need to look into it.
and
Yeah.
I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe with them.
Well, and so this brings up the greatest point. Whether the money is ever recovered or not, the point of this video is to communicate clearly that nobody should be trusting Atomic Wallet, because when you bring up the possibility of a vulnerability in blockchain, those who have integrity will jump at the opportunity to find out what's going on. And Atomic Wallet has insisted on gaslighting you instead of actually wanting to do something that looks like helping you, because they don't even read anything that you're explaining to them in the email. It's like they have a reading comprehension that would be about the same as someone with an IQ of their shoe size. And it's just absurd to me that someone would actually hire someone for customer support that didn't have reading comprehension. And so, therefore, the only thing that I can think is happening, and I mean, this is how it works in blockchain, by the way, Atomic Wallet, that when you behave like that, you make it look like you're hiding something. Now, I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying what you insist on looking like.
Yep. Yeah. I'm going to tell everybody, don't get into blockchain or the Atomic Wallet.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't put any money in there. Don't go near it. Run.
Mm-hmm.
Run.
Yep.
Because they're not helping me at all. Nothing. And
No.
I feeling safe in there? No. Like, I mean,
Well,
I've
and
done it.
isn't it also really interesting? Like, I went and checked out the reviews real quick, and the reviews that I saw on the page that I was on, and it was a crypto review. It looked good, so I don't even remember what it was because I just quickly looked, and I was like, "Hey, look at that! This guy here that I respect shared this link, said these are good wallets, and Atomic was on there." So I went ahead and said to the community, "Great, awesome! Look, there's another option for a wallet, folks, especially if you wanted to try something other than MetaMask." Well, that was a mistake because it ended up after this is going down, I went and did some more digging, and sure enough, there are multiple reports of people who have had the same thing happen.
Yeah. So it's not just me, you
Yep.
know? And wasn't it one of the community that couldn't get one of their assets out for a little while? There was something going wrong with it.
Yeah, yeah. The wallet wouldn't process the transactions. Please try again tomorrow, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's some kind of vulnerability within Atomic Wallet
clearly.
because it's never happened in MetaMask or Lace or
No.
Uni, never.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
all they're saying is go try it in Trust Wallet. It should be
Right.
there. Well, if the links aren't even there, then why would it be in Trust?
Right.
If they're not in there properly in my secure password
Right. Yeah.
and my 12-word secured seed phrase that I know is 100% correct.
Yeah. You couldn't even have it confused with another one because there's only the one type with 12 words like that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I went in and I checked them all over several times and I'm looking for different words that look exactly the same and there's not.
Mm-hmm.
So that seed phrase is mine. but I'm really confused how, and this is what I wrote in the last email, was how can my password, my password that I created, not even their
Mm-hmm.
secrets, my password that I created, get me into another wallet, as they say, or a what do they call it? It wasn't a dead wallet. It was a but another wallet. How
Yeah.
can my seed phrase get into
Right.
another,
Yeah.
or
Exactly.
my password put me into another wallet?
Right.
I, I'm like, so somebody else can get into my wallet with their password?
Right. Yeah.
I'm like,
That's what it looks like.
that's what it's looking like.
Uh huh.
Right. Oh, with one of their, I'd have to go back and see what exactly the term they used, but it wasn't a dead wallet. It was like some another wallet, and I'm like, well, how can that happen? It's
Yeah.
supposed to be secure,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's a glitch, and they
Yep.
keep insisting that it's on my end.
Right. Well, yeah. And then my question is, as you're telling me, is like, okay, guys. Oh, let's run with this. It's new wallets. Okay, whatever type of wallets they were saying. Where did the key phrase come from?
Yeah,
Because nothing happened from one day to the next.
yeah. Like, I mean, I didn't even put in my key phrase.
No,
That was the problem. That's what bothers me
it's
is
got nothing to do with the key phrase. Yeah.
I didn't put in my key phrase. All I put in was my password, because you have
Mm-hmm.
to create a key phrase and a password. And I know that I can put in my password into MetaMask, into Uni, into Lace, and there it comes up. Only when I take it off of my device do I then have to add the key phrases again.
Mm-hmm.
So I hadn't done that. I had just used my password.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's confusing me, is why using the password that I had used for a week gets me into a different wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so
That's
somebody
an
else?
impossibility that they need to look into, and they refuse. They don't even want to listen to the question outright.
No, right? So anybody who's watching this, if you have any ideas, that would be great, you know,
Yeah.
uh, on what to maybe tell these developers of Atomic, you know, to like what's going on? Why are you telling me and saying this? Okay, what did he say? Oh, uh, Matt. They keep saying it's the 12-word phrase. I'm
No.
like, no, it's not the 12-word phrase. You can't be the 12-word phrase. He
If it
keeps
was the
telling me
12-word phrase, it would have required me to enter it.
at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm so confused as to why they keep saying. And the last one was, I still feel you not answering me. My password, not the key phrase. It was when I put in my password that it
Mm-hmm.
was balance. And now everything was gone. Everything. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
find history. I couldn't find my transactions. I couldn't find anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I messaged Atomic and said, "Hey, there's nothing here. What should I do?" And they said, "Put in your seed phrase." So
Mm-hmm.
then I put in my seed phrase, and still, I got nothing. Now, it's really concerning to someone, you know, that you're supposed to be able to trust them, and you can't.
Right. No.
You know,
And yeah,
the
that is
gist
the
of it.
root of this. Yeah, that's the gist of this. Don't trust them, because even if their software was ironclad. This is not how someone trustworthy responds to an email explaining the situation. Like, just, you don't trust people who respond this way.
Yeah. And so the last one that they said again was, we recommend trying to restore your wallet with your 12-word back. I did. I've done this several times.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say the app is currently not available for download in the UK. I'm not in the UK,
Right.
you know? And then save your 12-word backup phrase on a piece of paper. I have. You know, do not proceed until 100% sure your 12-word phrase is written down. My 12-word phrase was written down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm 1,000% positive that it is the right 12-word phrase.
Well, yeah, again, going through it, you learned that each word, the first four letters of each word are unique.
Yep.
So, like you say, even if there was words that looked alike, which there weren't, they didn't, like, it's wild to me that they would come back with this, except the only thing that I can think that gives them kind of the benefit of the doubt is that they deal with nothing but novices who don't know anything from anything, and that they're just doing the canned response thinking eventually this person will go away.
I'm not going away.
No.
And I'm going to send this video to them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put this video on all my Facebooks, on all my
Mm-hmm.
Telegrams, on all my everywhere. And I'm going to say, don't use Atomic Wallet. Run and tell all your friends to run.
Yeah.
So my other question, though, Paul, then, is how does Atomic get paid? Like developers, like how does that whole system get
Well,
paid?
the swap fees.
Swap out. Swap out
Yep.
quick.
Just swap out.
Yep. Swap out and run
Mm-hmm.
because they're not helping me at all. Not
No.
at all. It's
They don't even want to help. Like, it would be something if they wanted to help. Like, that would actually be an improvement from this.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it would. There's like they keep saying their interface, you know, is mathematically and cannot have errors.
Yeah.
Not a
Sure.
right. I feel you're still not listening. I still feel you're really.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't. Oh, so the one before this, it says we didn't imply that you have another wallet with different addresses that you might restore. Well, obviously I do. I must somewhere have another wallet,
Yep.
but I never created it. See, we
Right.
understand you only had one wallet. However, if you put your backup in the bar incorrectly in some way, the new wallet will be created automatically. Or it can be an empty, abandoned one. Huh? Either way, it's not your wallet that is restored. But if it's my information, how is it either a creates another wallet or opens an abandoned one? It's my
Yeah.
information.
Yeah. Well, and that just sounds fishy because it's like, wait, so you're telling us that there is that vulnerability? Because that sounds
Yeah,
like a vulnerability. Oh,
it
yeah,
says
this mistake could happen if you did it this way. Oh, that's
yeah,
called a vulnerability. Yeah.
yeah. If I put my backup in the bar incorrectly in some way, which I didn't,
Right, because it wasn't required. You put in your password
I
just
put
like
in my
every other morning. Yeah.
I hadn't put up my backup. I'd put in my password. right?
Mm-hmm.
A new wallet will be created automatically.
Yep.
Or it can be an empty, abandoned one.
Yeah.
My password? Like, and then it says change of the addresses implies that the backup phrase you entered is not the same as your initial one.
The backup
But it
phrase.
wasn't, but it wasn't my backup phrase. It was my password.
Wait, say that sentence again. He's saying what?
Change of the addresses implies that the backup phrase you entered is not the same as your initial one. But that's what
No,
he's not
but that's what.
understanding.
Yeah, he's not getting
It's not
the
my
wallet was
backup.
created there. Yeah.
It was my password,
Mm-hmm.
not my backup phrase when
Right.
everything went zero.
Mm-hmm.
As we mentioned earlier, we do not have access to your data, so we can't compare it and check its correctness. I'm afraid there's nothing to be done from our side. We recommend you
Mm-hmm.
check the backup again and use the dictionary. Make sure that there are no spaces before the first and last word.
Right.
Let us know if you have any questions. Well, my question again is, how can it get zero when it was my password?
Right.
Because you can't create a wallet just with my password.
Mm-mm.
How can you create a wallet with my password? I'd
Yeah.
need the seed phrase. I didn't use the
Right.
seed phrase until they recommend me using the seed phrase. And then once they
Mm-hmm.
use the seed phrase, now all this bullshit is happening.
Yeah.
It was with my password originally, not my seed
Mm-hmm.
phrase. And they're still trying to gaslight me and
Yep.
say, you're putting in your seed phrase wrong. And oh, you created another wallet with that seed phrase, or you
Yeah.
opened an abandoned one. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I
So
hate that.
someone else can open that abandoned one now.
You're right.
So if I put money in that abandoned one, somebody else has got the
Just
seed
yeah.
phrase.
And
So
it'll just
I'm
yeah.
like, come on, you guys. I'm not a developer, but I have at least some street smarts to go. If I'm
Right.
opening up a abandoned one with that, with my seed phrase, if I'm opening an abandoned one with my password,
Mm-hmm.
there's something wrong with your software.
Yep.
And please, other developers and other software guys, give let me know if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, this is clearly. I honestly see them trying to avoid uh, looking into a vulnerability. That would ruin them, right? Because then everybody that ever had a problem would have a case,
Well,
right?
somebody else who
So,
has a case with Atomic Wallet,
yep.
get in contact with us. We
Yeah.
want to take it to the level.
Yep.
Like, we want to take Atomic Wallet to task,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, if blockchain is going to be secure, all of the wallets are going to be
Right.
secure. We are going to take them all and make
Yep.
sure that they're all secure. Because if this is the direction that we're going to go, we have to, as the
Mm-hmm.
people who are who are investing and doing this, we have to take control of it. Because isn't
Yep.
that what we're ultimately wanting to do? Is take responsibility and control?
Yep.
Well,
Well,
I've
we.
taken responsibility. I've taken responsibility because I know my password is right.
Mm-hmm.
I know my phrase is right. How can another wallet be made out of that?
Right. That is the question. How is this possible? Because it's
How?
it's according to the rules of and you know what? Even outside of blockchain or not,
Mm,
this is weird. So take a look. Like,
I've never had anybody else go into my TD Bank
no,
or into my email that I created my password.
right?
I've never had anybody else go into them.
Mm-mm.
So how can, from one day to the next, my password, not my seed phrase,
Right.
my password change the
Access someone else's key phrased associated
yes.
wallets. Yeah.
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 Yep. So really, that's all we got. But I am so frustrated.
Well, this was a good chat.
Yeah.
I feel like we hashed it out. We got it sorted. And yeah, for anybody that's interested in helping us out, definitely reach out either by comment, or you can also connect with us on, well, yeah, connect with me on X. I've got my little message here.
Yeah, it's best to connect with Paul,
Yeah,
for
there we go.
sure. Yeah, best to connect with Paul because he knows kind of the more ins and outs of it. It's my account, and I am pissed. And I am taking this to the extreme of fixing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
I am new to blockchain. I am new to blockchain.
Right.
But if this is how, and I've got friends who are terrified of blockchain.
Yep.
And this is one of the reasons why they're freaking
Mm-hmm.
terrified of blockchain.
Yep.
Because it's wallets like Atomic Wallet that are gonna fuck them over
Yep.
and not help
Mm-hmm.
to figure it out. And people don't have money to be putting in a wallet that's not going to help you get it
Right.
back.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm not saying they sold it. All I'm
No,
saying
no.
is
Yeah.
is now that money is sitting there in blockchain and nobody can get to it.
Right.
And if somebody knows how to get to it, not through Atomic Wallet, that would be great.
No kidding.
You know how we can get it out of the blockchain. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my password and I've got my key phrase, but I, I don't know if there's anybody who knows how to figure this out. That would be greatly appreciated.
No kidding. No kidding. And in the meantime, no matter what, everyone please avoid Atomic Wallet. You will save yourself the headache and the worry of whether or not it'll ever work for you, because that is stress that no one deserves, especially in a world where that has simply been that type of distrust has been eradicated with what blockchain can do. Don't ever settle for something where you wonder whether or not you can trust that your assets are going to be there. Atomic, you have failed miserably to even uphold the first principles of blockchain. And I hope that you get exactly what you deserve, which is a bankrupt business.
And that you're who is it? Darth, Jerry,
Oh my
Natalie,
gosh, it was different every single time. Yeah.
Joel, Dominic, Archie, that you all are out of jobs
Yeah.
because you guys haven't helped me a bit. Nothing. You weren't listening to what I had to say.
Oh, yeah. And future
Now,
reference for anybody that is looking to hire people, don't hire anybody that has Atomic Wallet on their resume. Because I can tell you right now, Atomic Wallet hired a retard.
or several.
Well, many of them. Yep, exactly. And now you just did.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, customer service is customer service.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you something and you're not listening. Yeah. We're going
Yeah,
to tell them.
it's beyond even not taking responsibility. It's like, no, you don't even want to have good customer service because you're not even reading anything that is being emailed to you. Because if you were, you wouldn't be responding with, "It's your keys."
Yep.
Anyway,
So stay away from
awesome.
atomic.
Stay away from Atomic, and let's continue to spread the word.
You betcha.